Welcome to How to Garden. Today I'm just doing some basic seed starting. Doesn't have to be terribly complicated, but having a dedicated space, man, it makes all the difference. As you can clearly see, I'm just out in my shed, but I have a dedicated space. Nothing special. What you're looking at up there is just a large tray, some 6 packs. Got some tomatoes going in there, always with the tomatoes. And I'm going to plant up some other stuff. Above it, I have a full spectrum light. I've also got a heat lamp if I need it, and a secondary full spectrum light that's actually the whole light for in here. We got a third full spectrum light. It's technically a reptile light that's literally right above me, lighting up this area, but can be moved as needed because they're clamps. Somewhere in myself I have a third one. I lost it. I don't know what I did with it. My bad. Well, I went to the dollar store today, Dollar Tree, and just grabbed a couple seeds. Not that I really need seeds, but I seem to have a lack of pepper seeds. And they're nothing fancy. But I like cooking with peppers, so having some peppers is a good idea. Well, the first one I got is a long, thin cayenne. Nothing special, just a spicy pepper. They really don't put many seeds in here. But what do you expect for 4 packs for $1? Now, peppers are a bit challenging. I've done all kinds of tricks. It really comes down to whether or not they want to or not. I've literally taken out of the same pack and planted a couple 6 packs or even an entire flat, nothing come up. 6 months later, those same seeds are growing out of my composted area or where I dump the leftovers because I reuse this. Well, kind of a funny thing. My general goal is to not just have enough to cook, but maybe have enough to sell a little bit off. Anybody who knows me, been around, has noticed that I've started selling off certain things, cuttings, trees that I propagate, tomatoes. I'm hoping to do a large enough crop of eggplant to be able to sell that off this summer. So having enough to sell in the summer in Florida is rather difficult. Mostly because that's not our growing season. But there are things that we can grow. Eggplant being one, okra being another, and a variety of different tropicals that do pretty good. Generally speaking, if you want a good crop in the summer in Florida, you're going to be moving more toward things like watermelon for late spring, early summer, and tree crops. Mangoes are real good summer crop. Lychees, dragon fruit. See, the main gardening season this time, or here in Florida, is from September until roughly May, June. Depends on how hot it is that year, how fast the heat comes in. But you have to accept the fact that right in the middle of the major growing season is the coldest time of year. I've got a few extras of those. What do I do with that seed pack? A few extra seeds. Alright. Next is Serrano chilies. Ooh, I like these roasted. Throw them up on the grill. Basically blacken the outside of it. Scrape the black off. Chop it up. Use it in all kinds of things. It's not very hot. It does have a little bit of heat. Really good flavor. That's probably enough. So, this time of year, here it is, mid-February, and I'm planting a good amount of my warm season stuff. Peppers, especially spicy peppers, will often go right through the summer if you plant them right. I know it sounds weird to the people up north where I'm talking about going through the summer, not going through the winter, but down here our summer is harsh. Our winters are mild. Every once in a while it gets really cold. This year started off much cooler than normal, or this winter. It actually cooled down in September. A lot of times it doesn't cool down until October, sometimes November. Sometimes at Halloween you're wearing a jacket, and other times you're wearing jeans and a t-shirt or shorts and a t-shirt. That's enough of those. Now, I have another pack of peppers that are Hungarian yellow wax peppers. I don't think I'm going to grow these right now. I think I'll save these until next fall. The rest of this flat, depending on how many seeds I have left, it's going to be brandywines. Brandywines are one of my favorite tomatoes. I already planted a bunch of these last night. Now tomatoes don't go through the Florida summer. But because I'm planting in February, I should have a decent crop in about 3 months. I've been doing a lot of work around here, getting this place better for what I intend on doing. I have more space than I've had in a while. Still got a lot of work to do. where I'm presently at, and my shed will not continue to be my planting area. But it is definitely working better for me in here than it had been in the house, where I'd plant a bunch and then something would always happen, especially to my tomatoes. That gets frustrating. Let's see, I can regulate the temperature in this shed fairly decently this time of year. Come summer, that's not necessarily the case. It gets too hot, so I'll have to reassess for my fall planting. But for now, I've been able to maintain even on the coldest days, and we had some pretty decent cold not that long ago. But I've been able to maintain it. Oh, mid 70s to about 82. Except for 2 days this week that jumped into the high 80s, and which, fortunately, I was able to prepare for. Alright, I have 2 extra seeds. I'll just randomly dump them in there. Alright, that's it. That's a whole flat. Now what I do now is I take a little stick. This is bamboo. You can use whatever. I've used a pencil for so long. They make tools for this. One of my daughters bought them for me. I don't know where they went. Just push the seed in just a little bit. These are all fairly small. So you don't want them too deep. Basic rule of thumb that I've always done, and it's not 100%, is whatever the size of the seed is, that's how far down it needs to be. So with these tiny seeds, I just barely push them in, and that does pretty good. Like I said, it's not really 100%. Like that one I just did, got a little carried away there, a little too far. in a minute or two. But that also doesn't give me the chance to sit down and relax. It is time to start planting seeds for much of the United States. And you need to check to find out how long a plant will be before it's ready. For instance, I'm going to be doing eggplant, a lot of eggplant this year, hopefully. And eggplant takes 2 months before it's this big or so, and that they're ready. Now, once you get them in the ground, suddenly they're this big, and so on and so forth. But it takes 6 to 8 weeks for an eggplant to be ready. Tomatoes, it's about a month. Peppers is 4 to 6 weeks. Depends on how difficult those peppers want to be. So, figure out how far in advance you need to plant so that you can get them in the ground. I want these in the ground in a month. So, they should be ready or close to it. Happy gardening. You have a great day.